So was it just, you got the sides and you prepared, and was there a callback or?
Multiple callbacks. Yeah, I had gotten the sides. There was multiple callbacks. They were very specific on movement and kind of, I think what kind of gave me that upper edge was honestly having like guns training, stunts training, all that kind of stuff, because that was definitely pretty important with this role. So I think, multiple callback. I'm trying to think how many there were. I feel like there was probably like 2 or 3 callbacks probably. So
wow. Yeah. And so did you get that audition from your on-camera agent or your voiceover agent?
So at that time, I had been working through stuff all on my own, to be honest with you. I had, because I started on the production side of games, and so it was all through different relationships that I had, that I had kind of established, and like things that I had learned, and I just happened to know that this audition was happening. But definitely thankful that I did. So.
Yeah. And so you prepared and went in there and just, was it self-tape to start?
No, this was all in person.
Oh, wow.
So everything was in person, and that's why, like I said, like the physicality wise, like we were like, how do you run? How do you handle a gun? How do you, what would you do in this situation? I'm doing like dives and like all this crazy stuff because I have no idea what they want. So, but yeah, it was a cool process. I mean, thankfully now I have agents that can take care of all the parts, but in the beginning, that's kind of how it came to be.
So were you just blown away? Were you so excited when you found out you got the role?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely. But at that time, we did not know how big it was going to be. So it was kind of a bit of a surprise, honestly, for everybody, like for all of us and for Capcom, how well received the game was going to be and how it was going to really put Resident Evil back on the map. So, because that really just kind of established everything again, which is, I mean, it's been a blessing and so wonderful for all of us, so.
How has the fan response been to your interpretation of Claire?
So it's funny. So you know how they always tell you, like, don't read the comments online?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't read the comments online. So in the beginning, they had put out a teaser trailer that went out to E3, and they honestly had like maybe one line that Claire had said, and it was one of like the cheesiest lines. And that's, I mean, Resident Evil's known for like some of our like funny little cheesy lines that kind of add to that world. Exactly, it's a vibe. And I remember the line was, "It's like a nightmare." And I was like, oh man. And they used that one line out of context as the thing. And then I was like, oh no. And then people were like, I don't know about Claire though. And I was like, no, it's gonna be bad. We did a horrible job. I was so bad. And then, but then the game came out and it was a completely different response. It actually, it's honestly been super well received. And especially with it being an iconic character, is like, how do you recreate it, make your own and all that? And